These days there are so many tattoo machines and tattoo companies out there that it's sometimes hard to find the right one for you. And I know for me, finding the right machine can be a real challenge. And today we're going to be taking a look at a machine from a company that I've been hearing a lot about lately. Now a lot of you watching this video will have actually heard of JCONLY, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of their machines to find out whether it's really worth buying. This is the EPOCH by JCONLY. As you can see, this is a very nice looking machine. Now let's take a look at what you get when you order one of these machines. So when I received this machine, JCONLY also sent me some merch as well. They sent me a cap and they sent me a banner with JCONLY on it. But this is what we're here to talk about. So if we open it up, it comes with a user manual. In the box on the second layer, you get some O-rings, and you also get a charging lead and an RCA. And on the first layer, you get an RCA adapter. You get a second battery, and we get our machine. Now let's take a look at some of the features of this machine. The EPOCH only comes in 3 colours, black, silver and red. All of them coming with this gold band in the centre, which seems to be JCONLY's signature thing at the moment, judging by some of the other machines that they make. Now standing at only 144mm tall and only 34mm wide, you can see that JCONLY really haven't gone overboard with the design of this machine. Now weighing in at 267 grams, the EPOCH is up there with some of the heavier machines that we've actually had on the channel so far. The stroke range on this is actually pretty standard for a lot of wireless tattoo machines now, with a stroke range of 2.4 to 4.2. Now let's talk about the battery. The EPOCH holds a 2000 mAh battery, which JCONLY claim will last 5 to 6 hours on a full charge. And remembering that you get 2 batteries with this thing, that is potentially 12 hours worth of tattoo time. The battery has a bright LED screen, which you get a demonstration of when you turn the machine on. After the JCONLY logo disappears, the screen will show you the volts in big bold white numbers, and just below it will show the hertz in the signature gold. The battery also shows the timer at the bottom of the screen and the battery indicator at the top right. Now the EPOCH has 2 modes, liner and shader, and you can switch back and forward between these 2 modes by pressing the power button twice. The mode that you're in is displayed at the top of the screen next to the battery. Now you can adjust the hertz by pressing the power button and the up button at the same time, and you can also toggle the jump start mode in the same way by pressing the power button and the down button at the same time. Now the battery, unlike a lot of wireless machines these days, is not magnetic. The battery on the EPOCH is actually held in by bearings. And finally, after a few minutes of inactivity, the machine will automatically turn itself off. Now that we've spoken about the features of this machine, let's talk about some of the pros and the cons based on my experience with this machine. Starting with the pros. My first pro definitely has to be the build quality. The EPOCH is definitely a well-made machine. It feels solid and I really like that. The movement in the grip and the stroke adjustment feels really nice. It's not too hard to alter and the action just feels really smooth. My second pro definitely has to be the simplicity of this machine. JCONLY have kept this machine very easy to use. There's no long menus or crazy features or anything like that. It's just a tattoo machine. Honestly, I think that this is a massive plus. I've used some tattoo machines in the past that have just near enough made it impossible to use them. Some of them have added just an insane menu on them, or they've just added that many features to it that you can't even remember what half the buttons do or how to even access some of those features. And with this machine, JCONLY have gone in the complete opposite direction and just gone for simplicity, which is always a plus for me, so that takes the number 2 spot. Pro number 3 has to be the consistency. This machine is super smooth and can produce some really good results on the skin. When I was using this as a shader, I was getting some really nice blends, and it wasn't too harsh on the skin. So for me, this takes number 3. Okay, let's move on to the cons. So my first con has to be the price of this machine. For a company that isn't actually known for their tattoo machines, the EPOCH is a bit more on the expensive side. This machine, brand new, will cost you £386, and that is currently down from £540. And while you do get a high quality tattoo machine, this may be a bit expensive for artists who are just starting out. I think that when an artist is just starting out, most of them can't really afford a whole lot of money. And I think by the price being what it is, I think some of these artists would actually prefer to go on the cheaper side. My second con would have to be the battery. Now, while these are a good battery, they can be a little bit hard to actually take off and attach to the machine. Now, like I said, these batteries are held in with bearings, which I suppose is a good concept. I found that when replacing the battery for the backup, it was hard to get off, and when putting the replacement battery on, I found it quite hard to get a snug fit, and I found that this was because of the rubber seals on the inside. I think that this machine was made to fit so precisely that they forgot to leave the space for the O-rings. I found that when putting the new battery on, I really had to push down hard so that it didn't leave a gap in between the battery and the machine. Now, don't get me wrong, this machine is durable enough to take that kind of thing, but I shouldn't have to do that just to fit a new battery. And honestly, those were my only cons for this machine. I think that this is a machine that any artist would actually benefit from owning. I think that it's a solid machine, and I think that if you did buy one, it would last you a long time. I know I mentioned about the price being a downside to this machine before, but at the same time, I didn't say that it wasn't worth it. Overall, the benefits outweigh the downsides, and it's essential to consider your budget and needs before investing in a new tattoo machine. If you're looking for a machine that can create solid line work, pack really solid colour, and do some really smooth shading, then I think that this machine would be a very good investment. If you're interested in picking up one of these machines, then I will leave a link in the description below. JCONLY were kind enough to give me a discount code, which I will leave there as well for you guys. If you like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, then don't forget to subscribe for more of my content. If you want to support the channel in a massive way, you could always become a member or buy some merch in the links below. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.